All right, so we're making cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Trying to do the Crumbl type chocolate chip cookies, big, nice, fluffy on the inside, kind of ooey gooey, crispy on the outside. Perfect chocolate chip cookie. So to get started, I like a good butter. This is a European style butter that was made in Brazil, that was distributed by someone out of New York. So, but it's a good butter. So get a good butter. It's important. Get it all cut up. Make sure it's cold, and then we'll get started. We'll get to creaming this butter. So it's important to cream your butter properly. Most people don't do this long enough, so we'll get the butter creamed and then we'll start adding our sugar in. All right, our butter is creamed. We'll add sugar. So you want this to go until it's lightened up in color, homogeneous. You can't tell the difference between the butter and the sugar. The little sugar crystals are making the fat globules explode, kind of thing. I think that's the science behind it anyways. But you definitely don't want to skimp here. You want to make sure that you get this creamed together completely. About halfway through, you got to scrape down the sides, make sure you're getting everything incorporated good. So we'll do that now. So that's kind of the color you're looking for there. It's light color. It's all definitely one thing. You can't tell the sugar pieces apart from the butter pieces, and it's really coming together nice. So at this point, you add your eggs and your vanilla extract. I like to add a couple different vanilla extracts. That way you just get a better flavor profile. So I've got some homemade vanilla. I've got a little bit of homemade vanilla bean paste. I've added both of those here so that we get a really complex vanilla flavor here. So now we'll beat those in for just a second. You don't want to overdo it here. You can overdo it here. So you just want to do this until it comes together. Be sure to scrape down the side of the bowl. As soon as that mixture comes together, now it's time to start adding the dry goods. So what we do here, and I want to make sure that I mentioned that I use an unsalted butter. So here we're going to add some salt, some baking powder, or baking soda rather. And then we're going to start adding in our flour too. You just want the flour to mix until it comes together. You don't want to overmix here. We're not trying to form gluten. And just as it's coming together, now's the perfect time to add chocolate chips, because you don't want to overmix. You definitely don't want to overmix the chocolate chips, because you'll beat those things up, and then there'll be little chocolate, I don't know, little pieces of chocolate, whereas I want a big chunk of chocolate. So you don't want to mix it too much here. Just when it starts to come together as a shaggy dough, that's when we're going to add the chocolate chips. I think it's important to note that I use a semi-sweet chocolate chip. It balances out the super sweetness in the cookie dough with that nice bitter chocolate taste. And there you go, we got cookies. So now we dish them up. So for reference, this is what the dough looks like. It's not overmixed. It looks like any cookie dough that you'd get out of the cold section. Use a little disher like that. Make a nice big cookie like that. You want them perfectly imperfect. All those imperfections on top make for an interesting cookie shape. And there you have it. All right, through the magic of television, now they're done. So, you see what we're talking about, the perfectly imperfect. They're crispy around the edges, nice and ooey gooey in the center. So there you have it, chocolate chip cookies.